Right, so first thing I did was create a brick template out of some cardboard or whichever you want to use, and I marked 2 centimeter gaps, and this is cut to a 1 centimeter width, and then the length is just whatever you want it. But then what I did is I cut that down with some foam board, and I did a brick's length, and then this is just cut to 1/2 centimeter. This is a full brick's length, that's going to be the bases, and I've cut out 3 of those. And then this here is where I've marked, so that's 3 bricks in. I'm going to put a door. There's a lot of glare on this, I do apologise. 3 bricks in, 3 bricks to the side. I'm going to put a door in there, so this is going to be my foundation for the build. So we'll get those glued together and get some walls built. Okay, so I've glued that corner. I've used a little block to make sure it's square, but I haven't glued this one yet because obviously I'm going to put the floor in, and then this one will kind of cap off the end of that. Then I've started on the pillars, so this is where the levels and the floor is going to come in. So I've done these at 120 or 12 centimeters, 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters in width, so they're going to go on the corner there. Now the extra little bit that ended up being cut off, I'm going to put that on that corner, build the walls between, and then I'm going to pick a distance along this bit here. I'm going to put a window in, and there's going to be a point potentially here somewhere that this other pillar is going to go, and then there's going to be bricks and rubble the other side. So I'm going to texture these up. So I have textured these up with just a rock. This is called Bert the Rock. Texture that up. I'm going to do the same for this, and then I'm going to glue them in place. So right, so for the first wall, so I've hot glued that down now, so that's kind of the corner of the building. Then for the wall piece, again these are cut off at centimetre thick. I do use a hot wire cutter. So I'll just use my brick template again. So I want the window 3 bricks from the corner, then 2 full bricks wide, and then another 3, and that's where that second pillar is going to go. Then so I've done the same measurement on here. So I use my brick template again, place that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bricks. Going to cut that now. So I'll use my, whatever this is, Foamworks tool. Get my ruler. Just pop that out of the way for a bit. I'm just going to put it in the mark where I need it, but I am going to use a set square. Place that up against the blade, then pull the blade out. And just going it through a couple of times. And then that's that. Cut that off, put that over there as the wall piece. So obviously you can set the depth on this, what you want it. So I've set the depth to cut not all the way through, but quite far through the foam. I'm going to cut a window in here now at the mark where I need it, and then we'll come back when that's done and we'll carry on. So I've cut that out now, so that's where my window is going to go. It's going to go in there like that, and then I've just cut a piece that's going to fit there. That's going to give me some more height. Obviously the only reason I'm cutting it off in slices like this is because I bought this foam in a big block, and it was about 50mm thick, so I've had to slice it down to what I need. So I've had to work in sections, but I've beveled the edges so that when it does actually hot glue together, it looks like the cement and mortar of a brick. So I'm testing out a couple of things around the window. I think I'm just going to go for a thin pillow kind of effect. Now I'm using my brick template now. Just going to place that down, mark it up against the previous line I've done, pop it like that, and then just draw a thin pencil line against it. put my marks. So I'm just going to get a pencil now and start just hand drawing the lines down to the rest. As I say, the brickwork's not going to be perfect, but I'll draw that down like that. Then what I do is I use this tool and I just score a line, not too deep, just enough to scratch the surface, just down that. Obviously if you want to use a ruler, feel free, but I do trust myself in terms of freehanding a line while I've drawn with a pencil mark. Alright, so I was going to go with this approach, but I got absolutely bored of drawing bricks into a piece of foam board. So that's going to go aside, and I'm just going to do my old method of individual bricks, and I'm going to build it up like that. Alright, so I've built this wall up. So I have started using wood glue because it is quicker to build the wall, but it does take a little bit longer to dry. I put the first layer in with hot glue so it kind of stabilised the bottom bit, and then just used wood glue from there on. Right, so while that is drying as well, I just thought I'd try and give the floor a bit of stability. So again, this is cut off at the brick depth, which is 1 centimetre, and this is just 2 inch by 2 inch. No, sorry, 1 inch by 1 inch squares for the tiled floor. I haven't quite done the grooves in yet. I'll do them once it's on, because when you put grooves into it, it kind of bevels it and it kind of warps. So that's what's happening with this wall here. It's kind of warped. So I'm going to glue this in there with hot glue, just to give the floor a bit more stability. Right, so that's the floor all done. Hot glued in, so it's still got a bit of wobble to it, but what are you going to do? Yeah, so hot wired this bit off. I might have to take it across the hot wire again, because obviously this bit's going to, so I might have to take this little corner off here and just do something there, and then fill this corner in with a bit of tile. Again, obviously centimetres won't match the inches, but yeah, so that's what it is so far. And then once that's dry, we can start building up some more layers of brick and stuff. Yeah, we'll come back when that's dry. Okay, so that's all dried now. So I finished off the rest of the floor as well. So that's cut that away. So I will damage that up a bit more. But that was just a quick cut on the hot wire cutter. Matched it up. So what I'm going to work on now is some more of the wall here, and then cut a thin strip. What's going to be like kind of the windowsill or window ledge there. And I've also cut a 1 by 1, which is going to be kind of the pillar either side of the window to make the frame. Right, so I thought I'd do a quick update, as I did get quite a bit carried away with just putting bricks on. It's like building Lego, it's very addictive. So done this side of the wall, and then I've used the little spare bit I cut off to try and gap fill some bits where they didn't quite line up properly. The wall does seem to slope a little bit, but we'll try and fill some gaps when we come to putting the floor piece in. But yes, that's the wall with the window. That's what it looks like from the inside. So it is the next day now, so quick update. So I finished off this wall and it's got kind of the damaged look to it. Put the pillar in. These bricks, obviously I'm going to take a few more chunks than that out of there. But yes, that's what it's looking like from the inside now. Look at the tiles. I did groove these out and damage them up a bit with the brick, but I will go through and kind of just with a brick like that and just put some more damage in there. I'm going to work on the door now, see if I can get this part finished up, and be back shortly. Okay, so I've changed the camera angle a bit. I have zoomed out so we can see more of the build. So that's where we're at now. So we've put a little stone thing in there, the doorway. I am just going to leave this the way it is. I'm not going to bother trying to put a door in there. I think I am going to stick to the corner blocks where they interlock in future if I'm going to do the singular bricks. It's only because I'd already glued this on that I kept to this, but it does look okay. But it would look better if the bricks were interlocked on the corners and then this had a covering on the outside. That's just me personally. But yeah, so that's the first floor. Quick update on the build. So I put these two corner stuff on the table, it's making it wobbly. These two corner pieces in, kind of tried to do 45 degrees, as you can tell. It's not quite there, but so that's that. So that gives that now a bit of stability, and then started cutting out the floor pieces. So they're going to go on there like that. Glue them. I'm going to glue these together before I glue them on top. So I'm going to glue those together. Start adding bricks to it, and then build up this piece itself before I add it to there. So what I'll do as well is obviously bevel the edges of here. Turn that over, bevel those. So it's not so factory cut from the Proxon cutter. And then we'll get a straight edge. Get the hot glue gun. Push a bit of hot, let's see if the hot glue wants to come out. Push a bit of hot glue there. And I'm going to put those two together. Press them together like that. Rub them across the table so they don't stick to the table. This cutting mat is proper old as well, so I'm not too worried about getting hot glue on it. Stick that together, and then obviously that will be the edge of a tile when I come to put the rest of the tiles on. So what I'll do now is I'm going to have to put this piece on top so I can get the bricks matched up. So I'll bevel this bit up. There's a crow right outside the window and it keeps trying to balance itself on the ledge and failing. So we'll get that in the corner. Or do we put the... No, we'll do this bit first. Give it a hot glue on that. Get my set square. Well, set square. It's not a set square, is it? It's a block. Place that against there like that. Squeeze that down. And what we can do is kind of draw a line. So we can kind of keep the bricks kind of straight. So here we are currently. This is where we're at. There's a lot of mess on the table. Let's get some of that off. So I think I'm going to put the other pillar in here because it looks a bit random that that doesn't finish, but that's not attached on there, so I can easily paint in there, and then I can easily paint the underside of this. But yeah, so that's what that's looking like. Obviously there's a bit of broken wall on this, and then once that's attached, that's what it looked like. So just line it up with my pencil marks. That's what it looks like from the outside. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Not too bad. So I'm going to get this pillar in here, put a few bricks here, and then I think do a bit of damage on this wall, maybe a bit more damage on the top of this, and then damage this up a bit as well, because this, it still looks like it's cut. Well, it has been cut by the pox on, but it still looks like it has, whereas this one looks a bit more like rubble. But yeah, get this pillar in, get a bit of wall in here, and we'll probably call it finished. I'm going to put a bit of, use some of these scraps to put some rubble piles and stuff in corners, but we'll come to that in a bit. Okay, so that's all the damaging stage done. So we've damaged it all up around the edges, broken off some bricks, and then there's not a lot of damage on that side. I've just kept that the way it is. Broke up that corner, broke up this corner, broke that down. Do need to, so what I do when I break things off, I get the brick and then smush it in so it rounds off the edges, so it looks like it's been damaged for a while and not just been ripped off by a fingernail, like that. Yeah, so that's that. Just need to add a bit more detail in terms of like rubble piles and things like that. Wanted to just run the brick over this floor the way I've done this one, so you can see the divots and whatnot in this. But yeah, that when that's on there, that's how that's going to look. Another piece of terrain to add to the many pieces of terrain that I've made out of foam board that I haven't painted yet. So here's two other pieces that I've made. So this was a archway kind of stairs. Get that painted up. I think that'll look quite cool. And then this was just a ruined corner. So this is what I mean about the bit of debris and stuff dotted around. But yeah, I think these ones with the double wall look better because they're more realistic. Because it would be a double wall that they'd be built of. So obviously with this one I've done it where it's like it's fell apart and bricks have fell down. But the double wall looks a lot more realistic and it's stronger. The actual terrain piece itself, because this thing is solid. Because each brick's been glued to the previous brick behind it and the brick below it. So this thing is solid. Whereas the one I've just made, let's put those down. Whereas this one, it was quite quick and easy to make, but if this was a double walled piece of terrain, I think it would look so much better. So let me know in the comments what you think. I think personally, if I'd have double walled this the way I've done those ones, this would have looked amazing. It still looks good, don't get me wrong, I'm still happy with it, but I think if I'd have done this double wall instead, it would have taken a lot more bricks, but I think it would have looked a lot better. But yeah, well, I'm going to stop for today. I'm going to call it a day there. Tomorrow or whenever I come back to doing this again, I'll add the piles of rubble, and then it's just on to painting it, and I might paint those two up as well in the process. Yeah, I'll for you it'll be a very short time, but for me it's going to be a few days, so I'll catch you then.